Can you remember when I took a trip underground to visit a nuclear bunker near, well, it's Peakdale actually, top side of Buxton, which was up for sale?
I tell you what, it's a long way down. Right, I'm at the bottom. Right, and in we go.
Well, it did sell for a lot more than the 15 to 20 grand it was up for. Jim Demitriou is from SDL Property Auctions and joins us now. Morning again, Jim.
Good morning again.
Again. Come on then, how much did it go for?
We sold it for £36,000.
Was that way above where you thought it would make?
You can never quite tell because obviously we generated so much interest for this and so many different types of people. It was more than one that we sold for, but not quite as much as another. But it was more than what the owner expected.
It was a beautiful day when I came up that day, and there were lots of people viewing it. I went down, didn't expect there to be anybody down there, and there was one gentleman who was really, really keen on these. I think he was kind of there to preserve them from kind of a group that they'd formed. Was he the one that bought it?
No, he wasn't. The chap that bought...
Yeah, the chap, you know the chap.
Yeah, the chap, he was quite almost like a historian of these bunkers, and his knowledge was quite phenomenal. But he got close to winning it, but he didn't quite get there.
All right. Were a lot of people then genuinely interested, or did you have a lot of people like me just being nosy? Because there's no way I could afford it.
There was a little bit of a mixture, but the majority of people that came were quite serious. And a lot of them were kind of saying, well, look, if I wasn't interested, I wouldn't be here. So we had in excess of 75 people registered to bid on the bunker, which was
75?
Absolutely, yeah. We did generate a lot of interest.
Can you tell us anything about the new owner, or do they wish to be anonymous?
No, they want to stay anonymous. I mean, some of the other owners that we've had have been quite open with discussing it with me, but not wanting any media attention. But they are interesting, and they buy them for a variety of reasons.
So what's going to happen to the bunker now? I think that's the question that anybody listening to this is, what is it? Is it just going to stay as it was, or what are the plans?
Yeah, we've had a conversation with the new owner, and what they want to do is they want to clear it out, give it a tidy, and try and take it back to how it used to be and restore it. Whether they allow people to visit or not, I'm not quite sure, but the idea of it is...
great holiday let, wouldn't it?
Well, no running water, no electric.
No windows.
No windows.
I mean, I went down there, I've got to be honest, and when the gentleman, the historian, went... I was just left in the dark. I was thinking, oh my goodness.
Car battery had run out, the LED lights weren't on, and you got a little bit scared, didn't you?
Yeah, I did a little bit. How common is it for these nuclear bunkers then to go? You've sold them before?
Yeah, not common at all, to be fair. I mean, there are 1,500 of them all told all across the UK. I think only about 15 or 20% of them were actually sold to the public. And a lot of people bought them but didn't really know what to do with them. I sold my first one about 18 months ago, and then somebody else popped out the blue, wanted to speak to that chap called Jim that he'd seen, advertising and selling one of these, and said, can you sell mine as well? He actually lived in Derby, even though his bunker was in Cumbria. And then 2 months later, this gentleman popped up with the same sort of query. Can I speak to Jim? Never heard of him before. And he says, I've got one as well. Can you do the same for me?
So you say a few of them were sold to private owners then. What about the rest of them?
The rest were bought by telecoms companies, because a lot of them, as you saw when you came, sit on a brow of a hill.
Yeah, they do, yeah.
Yeah, so their line of sight for communications is quite good. So what people do is, or what the telecoms companies do, they put a telephone mast on them.
Oh, do they?
Yeah, so mobile phone masts, telecommunications masts. Because of where they're strategically positioned, they're very favourable for that.
And are the bunkers still there intact underneath?
Yeah, the bunkers...
Are they... It's like when you've got a Grade 2 listed building. Are they listed in any way?
No, they're not listed in any way at all.
That's a shame.
It is, and a lot of people just leave the inside or the downstairs of it, so to speak, as it is, and they just use the actual plot of land that it's on. I mean, the previous one that I sold, all of them had telephone lines, and the previous one I sold, a gentleman from a newspaper actually rang the owner from the telephone line inside the bunker. So the story was there, you could possibly even get broadband down there because you've got an active phone line.
Wow, it's probably be quicker than the one I've got where I am. Downloading a movie takes forever. Do you specialise in selling unusual things then, Jim?
Apparently I do now, yes.
Apparently? Well,
anybody that's got anything unusual, or they come to our office and it's kind of like, we've got this and nobody knows what to do with it, ring Jim. Jim will be all right with that.
So what else have you flogged then, Jim?
Oh, we've sold, like I said, you've seen we've sold nuclear bunkers, but I've sold stately homes and everything in between, really. As long as there's a title plan on it, and it's a plot of land or a building, then we can auction that. So there are some unusual
sold a
things.
Stately home.
Yeah. In Nottingham, that was south wing of Clifton Hall.
I see. It's probably if you sold the stately homes in Derbyshire, they'd probably be worth a damn sight more than the ones over the border. But that's just me being.
Yes, no, I get where you're coming from.
I just checking. I'm just checking.
But we've sold courthouses.
Courthouses.
Yeah, we sold one in Burton-on-Trent not too long ago. I'm not sure what people do with these things, but they buy them and.
Well, if you've watched Grand Designs, which Ian had McLeod on yesterday on his programme. They turn them into all sorts of things like churches, don't they? And old Methodist halls and things, and then they turn them into dwellings.
Yeah, we sell lots of churches, lots of old banks, and we also sell regular houses as well.
Oh, right, yeah, OK. I thought you might get that in there. Jim, thank you very much. Have you got any more nuclear bunkers under your arm?
Well, do you know what? I'm waiting for the next person to ring up to say, I've listened to you on that fantastic BBC radio show. I've got a bunker. Can you sell it for me as well?
All right. Fantastic radio show. I'm just trying to think who that could be. Whereabouts you
I think
from?
there's another studio next door. I'm not sure who's in that one.
He's getting a bit cocky, isn't he? He's getting a bit cocky. Where are you from, Jim?
I'm actually from Leicester, but I don't know if that's not the right thing to say on this radio show.
No, but we.
I'm not from Nottingham, so we're all right.
Right, you're from Leicester, but we love you crisps.
Breakfast with Andy Twig.